So still keep the small touches, still have a sort of the right tone of voice, a personal style. You know, the day somebody phones Green and Blacks and the computer says no, or they get put through to a call centre, I think we've kind of lost it. So we want to be a big business, but we want to still act like a small one. And I can't say it's easy all the time to do that, but I think we've got to just replicate on a bigger scale the mechanics that made us popular in the first place.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi.
One piece of advice that you gave to us as businesses to deal with the credit crunch was to perhaps move from premium to commodity services. Why shouldn't consumers do the same with their chocolate?
Well, I think they may, and some may try. I mean, we would like to think, and I'm not just saying this, but if you become a regular customer of Green and Blacks, and you like, say, our milk chocolate and almond bar, if you suddenly try and buy a Nestle or a inferior milk chocolate and almond bar, you can really taste the difference. And going back is actually quite tough. So we actually think it's where our product quality will hopefully keep the loyalty rates going. But what we mustn't do as a business is just cut our price as a response, because we genuinely can't afford to do that at a time when our actual costs are rocketing through organic cocoa, currency, everything else. So we have to just invest in our product, I think, probably invest in the product quality at every juncture, more so than marketing spend. So I think the quality will be ultimately the thing that customers judge us by. Gentleman
there. It's Steve Piet from Northumberland Business Service. There are lots of great companies in the North East, and a lot of them are very keen to grow. It seems that Green and Blacks were recognised when their step change moment arrived, when you repositioned your brand.
Yeah.
What would you suggest to companies who have recognised their step change moment has arrived,
yes,
and don't quite know what to do with it?
I think the way to do it is to, rather than suddenly pretend you've already made it and to run a conventional bigger company marketing plan, really ask yourselves, what is the one thing about my brand or my business that when I explain it to people or when they experience it, when do people really engage with you? What do they really like about your business? And to then spend all of your effort and energy on just expanding that aspect and telling more people about that. It's far too easy for, I see people that they think marketing means I can now do advertising. I've got a budget, so I'll do some advertising. Whereas I think the example for us is we realised that people really liked Green and Blacks when they got to actually taste the chocolate. So we probably, in the early years, we were spending 70–80% of our entire marketing budget on tastings and sampling. So it's having the conviction to back the one thing that you think lights the touch paper for your business, rather than feeling, well, just because we've got a budget, we need to do a bit of PR, a bit of advertising, a bit of sampling, a bit of DM, a bit of digital, because invariably your budget will soon be spent. So don't do everything, but do something with real conviction would be my advice, and it kind of holds true as you get bigger as well, actually. But if you're at that sort of juncture and you think you're close to that breakthrough, then, yeah, just pick one thing and make a splash. Okay? Right. Well, thank you very much for listening to the Green and Black story. The most exciting bit is tasting the chocolate rather than listening to me, so that comes in a few moments. But I'll hand back now to Alistair, but thank you very much.
So my closing remarks will be very brief. It's great to finish with such a memorable story from such a clever and creative business. I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope that you feel it's a day that's been well invested. Whenever I go to a conference, I always judge its success by